Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of 3 retro figures that represent 3 of the original 12 figures back in 1982. I say the original 12 because even though the cards had 9 on the back, Stalker was one of them, Cobra Commander and I think Cobra Trooper and Cobra Officer all came out on, it was the missile headquarters thing. I think it was a Sears or a JCPenney exclusive, something like that. But they were all in the same year, so I count them. I don't know if it was a Cobra Trooper. Now I don't know if it was a Cobra Trooper or a Cobra Officer. I'm pretty sure it was all 3 figures came with that assortment. But in my previous video, I did go over all of the 12 and what I had so far, and so I included things that we haven't gotten retro figures for. I included Breaker and Rock and Roll and Grunt and Clutch and the Vamp. Even though they're not retro, they still represent that original. I also had a Cobra Commander and a Cobra Trooper stand-in. I'm not sure if I did the Cobra Trooper from the mainline release or the one from Cobra Island, the Target exclusive one. I'm just not positive, but I did go over Scarlet and Stalker and Snake Eyes. I went over Scarlet and Snake Eyes. Yeah, I must have gone over Scarlet and Snake Eyes in the retro and Stalker in the regular. I have Stalker here right now. You can already see that. So the figures that we're missing, I guess I should focus on, are still Grand Slam, which would be awesome to have with maybe a jetpack jump as a deluxe. Flash, Steeler, and I know that we're probably never going to see a classified series Mobat. I hope that we do. The original was motorized, and that seems right up HasLab's alley, a motorized one. It would also be cool to have it upgraded like that his tank was, with LEDs and a whole bay you could put troopers in and a lot of cool stuff. We're also missing Zap and Short Fuse. So if we could have those. Also, in the retro series, we should probably get another Breaker, another Rocket. Well, I did pre-order Rock and Roll, so he is coming. Grunt, Clutch, so that we have figures that more resemble those original 80s releases. But for right now, I consider like Breaker and Grunt to be close enough to the originals. Stalker was, I get it, the colors and the patterns weren't quite right, but I am hoping they put out the other 5, Grand Slam, Flash, Steeler, Zap, and Short Fuse soon, so that we have those to look forward to. And I'm hoping I get Rock and Roll quick so I can cross another original 12 right off my list. So these are how they look. They're standard if you're familiar. All of these are on the hard cards and none of them are on the soft cards. Let me make sure that's true. Yeah, they're all on the hard cards. They'll have the multilingual file cards. They all have sort of a list of what's in the wave. So these 3 figures were one wave, which is very cool. I got, this one from GameStop. I found it in the wild. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm lucky to find this out in the wild. But I've got a few Cobra Troopers, not just one. I have more than one. I have more than 5. Okay, I have 6, and that's how you keep people in suspense. Cobra Commander, I like the shiny mask. I don't like how dull red or dark red that is. There's not much contrast on that chest. The picture shows it being a brighter red and contrasting really well, and that is not very bright, and neither is the belt buckle. With the dark red, everything sort of kind of blends in and doesn't really stand out much. But he has that attachment for the little freeze pistol or ray pistol. Lots of different hands. That's very cool. Still got the stiletto he can put away in the action figure stand. The Cobra Trooper has a knife, a helmet, sniper rifle, a silencer pistol, and a little machine gun that you might find in the cartoon. That looks like it's right from the cartoon. And Stalker, of course, has the more identifiable pattern, more identifiable colors. To him, he has 2 weapons, a backpack, a knife, and a pistol with a silencer. So that's how they all look inside the package, but let's get them out of there and take a closer look. And now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series retro figures, Cobra Trooper, Stalker, and Cobra Commander. Starting with the Commander, he has a little knife that fits great in his holster. I let the holster slip way down. I didn't realize I'd let the holster slip so far down. It was kind of down here, but it should belong right on the upper thigh. Comes with the, I keep calling this like a freeze gun. I don't actually know what it does. I don't know that I've ever seen Cobra Commander fire anything like it. But of course the holster is on the back, just like it was on the original figure, which is very cool. The first 2 releases, the kind of the lighter blue one and the darker blue one, I had to get this piece from Etsy for each of them, and it was very cool. I liked that very much. I think I reviewed that for this channel, so you can look for that. He's got the shiny mask. See, the face plate is shiny, and he's got the pointer finger on. He has 4 extra hands. He has 2 fists right here for punching. 1 extra wide hand that I'm not sure what that would hold. Maybe a globe or a smaller prop. And then he has 1 trigger finger that is for weapons. So yeah, that would be for holding things or for attack. I'm not sure. But he has 1 gun hand in, and I gave him a pointer hand right there. So Cobra Commander has, the colors are great. The stripe down his pants is the same. It's a little lighter than the logo. If it had been the same color, the logo really would have popped. But it doesn't as much. But all the gear fits great on him, except for, of course, he has the extra hands, but you can store those somewhere else. The Cobra Commander is awesome. The retro finish is awesome. The collar, the helmet, just the real simple shirt with the silver buttons, the belt, the backpack, just all very classic Cobra Commander. It's a really good figure to have, and it's still available. I think GameStop is carrying these guys. For Stalker, I had a few problems that I'm sure would go away with a little bit of hot water, but I didn't try the hot water. For one, I couldn't get the knife to sit all the way in the sheath, so it's stuck out a little bit, and I didn't want to push on it too hard. The submachine gun came sort of bent all up, so it looks like Superman got a hold of the nozzle and just twisted. For the weapon, I know that this part goes through here. Like if you take off the silencer, it comes right and goes right into there. And I know that because I made the Cobra Troopers do that. That's how that same weapon that Stalker has looks on a Cobra Trooper. The silencer is here and the pistol is right in here. So I couldn't get it to fit into that side holster at all. I got this to fit through. It goes through the harness and through his back. It's just hard to line those up sometimes. So I had a little bit of a struggle, but that's not necessarily a complaint. That's okay. And he comes with this really cool sort of shotgun machine gun, or maybe it's just a machine gun straight up. And of course, Cobra Commander and Stalker come with action figure stands. The Cobra ones have a Cobra logo on them, and the G.I. Joe ones have the star. Stalker is just classic. They didn't replace the face image. It's the same face from the first one, and I think it's the same beret, just different colors. And if some of this is reuse, they at least made it the colors that it was in the 80s, and it looks really good. It looks really sharp. It looks classic Stalker. And that is Stalker. Last but not least is the Cobra Trooper, who comes with the same pistol and silencer that Stalker came with. Fits really good in here, though it is really tight, so I don't like my chances of taking it out. The knife fit well into the holster. I think I could do a little bit better. Yeah, now there's no silver at all attached to that. He has the armband that kind of floats over his bicep. You can pull that up to his bicep to get it to hold still. It comes with the little machine gun that they used in the cartoon, I think. I think they used those kinds of rifles in the cartoon. But I'm not absolutely sure. I don't want to say that and be like, Ugh. He's got the action figure stand, of course, with the Cobra logo on it. Very cool. And his big sniper rifle. I don't know who originally had that, but the Cobra Troopers have enough equipment. They're kind of like Stormtroopers. The Stormtroopers have those giant sort of cannons, and then they have the smaller blasters. So that if you get like an army of these, some of these guys can be snipers, some of these guys can be, wield a pistol, some of them can wield a machine gun. It just completely depends on your scene. The Cobra Trooper is pretty stripped down. I think it's pretty much a Cobra Trooper from the mainline release. I don't know what makes him retro. Not the sculpting, because the sculpting is very, very detailed to that first. And maybe the second release, it looks just like it's a Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. A real Cobra Trooper, everything would be smoother. It looked more like Cobra Commander and less like he was wearing a lot of Kevlar or a lot of sort of movie fibers. Like when they do a Superman and there's tons of texture in it, and you go, wow, I was hoping it would be smooth. So I wasn't hoping it would be smooth. It's still a retro figure, and it probably came with a few less things than a regular Cobra Trooper, which is a shame. But it's the same design. I feel like we're getting this very same thing from a Cobra Trooper that we got from all the other Cobra Troopers, except this was on a retro card and not on another card. I wish I had thought to grab one from the box to see if they were, how similar they were. But I think out of all of them, this one is disappointing, just because I think that if you're gonna retro it, give us less texture and more smoothness like the original one had. But that's it for the G.I. Joe Classified series. Cobra Trooper, Cobra Commander, and Stalker. 3 more characters that I can mark off of the original 12 list, even if, that Cobra Trooper's not perfect. But these are all still available, very available. I ran into Cobra Troopers at GameStop and Stalker. Cobra Commander is going to be a little bit difficult to get a hold of. Cobra Commander's just... He's Darth Vader. He's well liked. You can't have the figure line without a Cobra Commander, and this one is probably the best Cobra Commander we've gotten so far. So go out and get him, order him on Amazon, whatever you need to do to get it. You need him for your collection. So until next time, enjoy your toys.